Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today I have the pleasure to chat with Canadian singer-songwriter, actor, dancer, and American Idol Season 21 contestant Emma Busey. In this newest episode, Emma talks to me about her mom being the driving influence for her career, feeling encouraged by the experience on American Idol, whether she finds moments to ground herself, toughest demons she's facing, happiest point in her life, guilty pleasures, who the winner of American Idol Season 21 will be, and more. And now, with that being said, I hope you enjoy my conversation with Emma. Emma, hello.
Hello.
I mean, it's so wonderful to chat with you. And I know that you are
Me
coming from
too.
you're coming to us from Vancouver, or Burnaby, British Columbia, your original home, but you're based
Yes.
in New York. Tell us about, I guess, the lifestyle being back home.
It's been very kind of nostalgic, I would say. I haven't seen family in a while. I think the last time I saw family was like around Christmas time. So I, I'm very grateful to be able to kind of come back and just, you know, settle in, see people I haven't seen in a really long time, and um, yeah, just kind of get my bearings together until I have to, go back to New York again. But yeah, I'm very grateful to be back.
Absolutely, and we have to also talk about, I guess. Well, I don't want this necessarily to be about American Idol, but obviously
Hmm.
that is going to come up either way.
Hmm.
When we really enjoy this conversation together. But I really want to know about, I guess, for you, it was, or career-wise, when it first started, it came from your mom, I'm guessing, because in your bio, you talk a lot about how your mom was sort of the driving influence for um your whole musical journey. Tell me about that.
Yeah, well, yeah, definitely when I was younger, the main reason I kind of was introduced to the music world and everything and all that was, yeah, because my mom was um in theater at the time, and she did like professional shows in Vancouver, and she's like trained classically trained singer. And so I kind of was always kind of was like grew up in a musical household. um but I didn't really do anything about it until high school. So yeah, but definitely my mom was like the first kind of like seed of that to kind of grow for me.
Absolutely. And
Hmm.
I mean, there's a lot to talk about, I guess, in terms of your career. I guess the beginning of your career in, I guess, musical theater, because that
Hmm.
was sort of where your career sort of based off of from in the start out. But now that you've done American Idol and you've gotten the comments from and encouragement from the judges, and well, I
Right.
don't want to call them judges, I want to call them mentors, because they're people who've really ignited now your passion to go out and now have a career and now
Yeah.
feel more accomplished than you were before, rather than with everything that you've already had in your experiences in your life. Um,
Yeah.
how much of their comments sort of pushed you and really like gave you that mindset, like, oh, now I can do this. I just have to go out and execute it.
Yeah. Oh, completely. I didn't honestly when I first kind of like was in like the audition room, I really didn't have any kind of like confidence in that aspect of um my career going forward, of like actually making music. I've been trained for theater, um primarily for the last, kind of 2 years. So I was very like just kind of going through the motions at first, because I was like, I don't really know who I am as an artist yet. And then yeah, once they kind of honestly in the audition room, after when they were kind of just helping me kind of navigate a new sound, that I kind of took what they said and I kind of went back home and in between the time that I had from auditions into Hollywood Week, I just like really tried to hone in on finding that new kind of sound for myself. And luckily, I chose a song that really, like for Hollywood Week, that showcased a lot of the things that I didn't showcase before. And that really caught their eye, and they said to keep going with that type of sound because it's unique to me. And I was like, okay, cool. Um, and then yeah, through that, slowly, more and more, I like really kind of found that I could be able to make music in the future. And yeah, if I didn't do the show, I don't know if I would, you know, have that type of confidence to do that, you know? So yeah, for sure.
And speaking about, I guess, feeling those emotions, of riding on such a high from American Idol
Hmm.
and then coming back down to, I guess, home base level,
Hmm.
and really being able to sit down with yourself and really talk to yourself about what just happened. Um, do I feel, I guess, validated now because of the experience I've had on American Idol? Do you ever like just whenever, I guess when you've come back now from American Idol and you're situated back home in Vancouver, do you ever just give
Hmm.
yourself that time to now, I guess, sink everything in and take everything in rather than, I guess, forget about what happened, or talk to me about that.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I knew just kind of in case this is before I knew I was going home, but like I like knew I wanted to completely like stop any type of, you know, thing that I was planning on doing after Idol or anything. I knew I needed to like sit with everything that's happened. And I remember because my sisters, they came to the show to see me, and I told them, I was like, you guys, I think we should just kind of do a little trip or something in Santa Monica for a couple of days just to like really decompress and like I can really, process and think about everything that's happened. And they were like, yeah, okay. So that's what we did. We did that. And then of course coming back home for a bit has also been like a very kind of it's forced me to, you know, sit with my thoughts, specifically with Idol as well, and just have everything just be, you know, because I'm not throwing myself into anything yet, which also isn't a bad thing if that's how people process with it. But I knew for me, I was going to have to sit with all of my feelings about everything, and then I will be able to, move on and keep going. But yeah, for sure, being here has helped, and doing the thing that I did with my sisters was really nice too. So, but yeah.
And if you don't mind me by asking this question, because I feel it's such an important question to ask,
Hmm.
when the things, I guess, when things in life for you, when it doesn't click and you're not feeling yourself and you're not in the mindset or the zone of, okay, I feel comfortable now and I feel ready for who I am and I'm happy with who I am. When those
Hmm.
things are not clicking and you're going through those motions, I guess, how do you sort of take yourself out of that area and bring yourself back to that confident, I guess, Emma Busey level?
Yeah, I mean, that's another thing that even through Idol, I had qualms with because, you know, on at the end of the day, it's a competition, right? I didn't ever think that I would be equipped to do something to this level. This is the biggest thing I've ever done. So like I when I was in it, especially in Hollywood Week, I was like, oh, and like especially watching people, because that's what we did first. That was like definitely a test to my confidence and to just keep myself, you know, um, sane, in regards to that. Especially when there was like I think there's two other people who sang the same song as me in the performance challenge, and I got so into my head. I was like, "Oh my God, like this is crazy." But then I kind of had to, especially when it was like coming around the corner, I had to really like kind of slap myself and be like, "It's okay. Like you just have to focus on yourself, focus on the way that you perform. It doesn't, nothing else matters." You know what I mean? And that kind of really helped me bring myself back to earth. Um, and I think I still use that type of like method to help me just like keep myself grounded and remember who I am. I always kind of do that if I'm feeling like I'm flailing, you know, especially with my confidence now. I just always remember that, my journey is going to be completely different than the rest of the people that do the show or whatever, and that's okay. And I trust where I'm going, and that helps me with confidence and everything.
And do you ever find yourself, I guess, stressing about the little things rather than, or are you just telling yourself that you shouldn't worry about it and it doesn't really matter? Um, I mean, do you ever find yourself just finding moments, I guess, or moments that arrive in your life where you just say that you're stressing about these little things and you don't know what to do about it? Do you ever get those sort of pockets of moments in your life?
Yeah, for sure. I am a notorious like overthinker. I very much um throughout my kind of adolescent life have really kind of, you know, spiraled sometimes in regards to like worrying about things that usually aren't even in my control, but I, my it's just my brain, you know what I mean? It's like sometimes it's like just won't stop thinking about one thing because it's maybe something I've experienced in the past that has gone awry or gone wrong, and so I'm like it's like I'm reliving that, and it's this whole thing. But usually I try to, in the similar way that I tried to ground myself with my confidence, I try to do the same thing with just overthinking about something or obsessing about something. Um, I just try to remind myself like that, you know, I'm just like this little thing in this giant universe, and really those tiny things that I'm worrying about all the time don't equate to the bigger things at hand for myself, and also they're not in my control. So if you can't do anything about it, it's like why put my energy into that thought or those thoughts, you know? So yeah.
And also I also want to go on the lighter side of it and I want to talk about
Hmm.
the positive moments of I guess being on Idol. And I guess when you take yourself
Hmm.
out of the stressful part, and I don't want to talk about the performances. I want to talk about the emotions based off of American Idol, because of I feel when it comes to the stressful moments of American Idol and you're riding on such a high that we talked about at the beginning, but then when you want to find yourself and have some fun, do you ever just
Hmm.
like go out for like a coffee run or just grab some snacks or grab food? And does that just take you out of that I guess negative zone or negative mindset?
Oh, for sure. I mean, I will say like the positive moments completely like outweigh the negative moments for sure. Most of my moments were positive. And a lot of that had to do with like making so many friends. Like the contestants were just like, we all really bonded quite well. And um, it was kind of bittersweet in that way, specifically when I was leaving. That was like the saddest part for me, was just like saying bye to everybody. That was like really sad. But that was also a very nice thing to have because we would, if we weren't on set or whatever, we would just like go out for dinner or yeah, like get food and shop around, explore the city, like, and it was really nice, really, really nice. And even I'm very much too, I like to kind of do those things by myself as well. I think that's something I've acquired from being living in New York. So sometimes I would just go out by myself and yeah, like get like a matcha latte or something and that yeah, that would really relax me too. Um, but yeah, so
I mean, now that we're talking about food, I guess we have to talk about what are some of your guilty pleasures, I guess, in terms of food.
oh my God. Oh, um, great question because I feel like I have a lot. Oh, um, I mean, I guess this is, uh, I just recently coming back here because I know it's not an American candy, but like I had like Maltesers, Maltesers, the round like chocolate
Oh, yes, yes.
with
Yeah.
like I think it's nougat inside
I don't know what
or
is
something.
inside because
It's
sometimes
like a
like I
graham
guess I guess
cookie.
I guess when you're like I guess when you're very young and you go trick or treating on Halloween, I guess that's something you find in your bag of treats, I guess. And
Yeah.
those things are not good. I don't know how one person can enjoy that, to be honest.
Oh, they are. I really like them actually. They're just like I don't know.
I guess that's Emma's hot take
Yeah,
for
yeah,
guilty pleasures, I guess.
yeah. That's definitely my hot take. Yeah, definitely a guilty pleasure because if I had those all the time, oh my God, I'd be sick. But that was great. Having that like coming back here was nostalgic to the max. So I was really happy I had those. But I think like if we're talking about like dishes, I love like gnocchi with like mushroom sauce usually or like yeah, like a cream
Oh, you're
sauce.
fancy.
Yeah. 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 No,
I
there's
mean,
also yeah.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you if you like it in gnocchi. Um, it's a really sophisticated dish,
Yeah.
we would say. And so as we're talking about all these things, I do have a game that I would love to play with you.
Oh
Um,
yeah,
and
sure.
it's called and this is not some ordinary game. This is a really fun, I guess, get to know somebody game.
Nice.
And it's
Okay.
called How Deep Will You Go? If
Nice.
you don't know the TikTok pitch, how Achieve You, I think is what it's called. They created this game called How Deep Will You Go, and they play with different strangers and they ask these, I guess, surface level based questions, but actually beyond that. And they have levels from level 1 to 3, and level 1 is icebreakers, level 2 is confessions, level 3 is getting deep. So we're gonna start
Oh
with level
wow.
1, and
Okay.
it's gonna be icebreakers. Give me a number between 1 to 5, and I will choose that question for you.
Okay. 3.
3. Okay. What motivates you in life?
Ooh. Okay. Um, what motivates me in life? Probably my um my inspirations. Yeah, my inspirations.
And who are those inspirations?
I mean, it kind of changes, but recently it's been Tyler the Creator. Because I've just like I mean I've always loved him, but like I've seen a lot of different videos of him like just talking about artists and like creatives and the I don't know, the different things to actually keep an artist kind of motivated in itself. And that kind of him talking about that from such a like natural perspective has like really motivated me for some reason. And like all the other artists too, but like yeah, that's usually an inspiration for me.
And I will answer the question as well because
Yeah.
I will be fair to other people as
Yes.
well. I think what motivates me in life is when people kind of will or when people will validate the work I do. Um, and really, I guess like having conversations like this between me
Mm-hmm.
and you, um, you know, when people can really acknowledge that this isn't just some ordinary interview,
Mm-hmm.
and this is just more so like a conversation based. And I don't want to call it a podcast, even though it is a podcast, but it really is a conversation between one one person to another, and it's really understanding their lifestyle rather than,
Mm-hmm.
I guess, the whole media based sort of approach to it. But yeah, I think that's something that will motivate me in life. Um and with that being said, let's
Mm-hmm.
get on to level two. Level two's
Okay, cool.
confessions. Give me a number of 1 to 5 and we'll get that rolling.
Okay. 4.
4, what was the happiest point in your life?
Okay. The happiest point in my life. Oh. Um, I feel like I have multiple, but if I were to choose one, like, mm, I think, okay. I do have a couple, but I would say because it kind of was the jump start of my career life is when I was told that I got accepted into um the performing arts school that I ended up going to. That was pretty like mind-blowing for me when it happened because I was in like grade 11 or something like that. Um, yeah, one of them.
Yeah, I absolutely. For me, it's definitely my mom beating cancer. Uh,
Oh my God, that's
that's
amazing.
that's something that that will sit with me for the rest of my life, and that's something
Wow.
that is the happiest point of my life. And I
Wow.
mean, it was a lot of it was a lot of different things. It was, I guess, when you're so young and you're trying to understand yourself and you're trying to understand life,
Mm-hmm.
the whole thing, and you're still going to school and you're a high school student, and it happens in high school, and you kind of are like stressing about different things, about exams happening, and different things weighing on your mind. I guess you kind of, I guess, really overcomplicate a lot of things and you overthink a lot of things, and you say to yourself,
Yes.
why do I do this? Why do I do this? And why do I do
Mm-hmm.
that? How can I do this better? How can I do this wrong? Like, how can I fix this in this situation? So you
Mm-hmm.
ask yourself a lot of questions in these moments. And I think when you ground yourself and really understand the meaning of life, I guess you
Mm-hmm.
finally find that comfort within the darkness, I guess.
Yeah.
Level three is getting deep. Um, and so
Okay.
we'll do this again in level numbers 1 to 5, and we'll get that started as well.
Okay. Um, 2.
Oh, this is a really good question. I like this. What are the
Okay.
what are the toughest demons you are fighting?
Currently fighting?
Currently fighting, yes.
Okay. Um, okay, yeah. This is a good question. Um, my I would say one of them would be myself. Another one would be my mm, my violation of boundaries. And maybe I don't have an and. I don't know. I think those are like the two biggest ones right now, but yeah.
Why, if you don't mind me asking this, because I
Yeah.
really want to know, why do you say yourself is, I guess, the toughest demon you're fighting?
Yeah, I say that in, and this was like, this kind of touches on the same things that I was saying before with like confidence or like overthinking and stuff like that. It's just like those parts of myself that kind of, s- spiral if it gets, you know, too stressful, or like, you know, thoughts kind of like clouding my judgment or clouding my intuition when I know logically I should just trust myself, but it gets hard when like I feel like sometimes it's always me being having to like be like, "Oh my God, Emma, calm down." Like, you know what I mean? Um, so I think in that way, it's just kind of trying to heal a lot of those things that are there for me that I want to kind of slowly but surely like grow from, and kind of become a newer version of myself that doesn't necessarily have to rely on those kind of thoughts or feelings that cloud or get in my way type of thing. So I that's what I mean by that. Um, and then like the violation of boundaries. So this is something, it's more of like an outside demon where specifically now it's been very difficult to for me to decipher who um have my best interest at heart and who don't, or who are only in it for themselves. Um, because I've been, and it's all been very nice. Surface on the surface, it's all been very nice what people have been saying to me. Um, but there's also a lot of people that, I haven't maybe even connected with in forever, or I'm not even close to anymore, and they've kind of come into my life or tried to like attach to me in a certain way. And my boundaries are very kind of like, you know, because I don't want to say no, but I also don't, I really deep down do want to say no because it's, you know, a violation of my kind of space or my mental space, you know? Um, and so that's why it's something I'm definitely still working on, and something I will be working on, I think, for a long time. But here and there, I try to kind of make those solid kind of boundaries for myself. But it is hard, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Yeah.
Absolutely, and with the time winding down here, I need to
Hmm.
ask you these last questions, and I feel everyone wants to know these questions and these answers to these questions.
Cool.
And it's not fun answering these questions, I guess, when you're now off American Idol and you're watching your fellow friends and contestants compete. And now when you're watching the top 10 compete, Who is that one
Hmm.
artist that you feel is going to be the winner at the end of the day?
Oh, I I don't even know, honestly, because they're all every single person that's on the show right now is like so individual. So I really don't know, honestly. I would, but I wish everybody the best, honestly, because they're all so talented in different like ways, you know? So, yeah, but yeah.
I think the top three for me that I think it's going to be at the end of the day, it's going to come
Mm,
down to I think it's going to come down to Mary Beth Bird. I
mm,
think it's going to come down to Tongi, I think.
mm,
Um, and I think it's going to be Oliver Steele. I think he's just got something. I
mm,
think I think he's one of the most underdogs, I guess, in the competition for me.
mm,
Because the way he can just sling on a guitar like that and nonchalantly just do that.
mm,
And I guess people will feel that there's going to be a lot of other contestants that are going to be really huge favorites to win, but I think a lot of people are
mm.
sleeping on Oliver's talents here, and I think those three are my, I guess, picks for the finale, I guess.
Those are great picks.
And so the last question I want to ask you, and I've asked this to every single person that's come on this podcast, and it's given them a trouble to answer this question, but I've gotten really good
Okay.
answers from it. If there was one person that's already in heaven that you want to play a song with, who would it
Oh,
be and what song would you play?
would I be performing with this person?
Well, well, the question I guess is if there was one person that's
Or
already in heaven that you would want to play a song with, who would it be and
okay.
what song would you play?
Okay, cool, cool, cool. Um, okay. Yeah. Oh, Jeff Buckley. 100% Jeff Buckley. Um, and I think I would want to do oh God, maybe I mean his songs are great. I mean that would be cool, but it would be cool to do like a spin on a song, like I don't know, like maybe like a 80s like rock song or something. I don't know, would be interesting. I'm trying to think right now. I don't know. I'm blanking. I mean, what am I? Because I always kind of like am in a rotation with my music. So, I mean, it would be cool to do like a modern song though with him. Probably, oh, you know what? No. Okay, I got it. Um, I think I would want to do a Fleetwood Mac song with him, like Silver Springs or like um even Dreams would be cool. But yeah, no, for sure, Jeff Buckley.
Absolutely. Well, it's the end of our time together, but thank you so much for chatting with me. I had such a blast and really
Of course, thank you.
just so much fun to be able to pick your brain about everything and anything about American Idol and really about I guess your food preferences as well. Mind
Yeah,
we mentioned that as well. But to the listeners who made it this far into the episode, thanks so much for sticking around. I hope you enjoyed my conversation with Canadian singer-songwriter, actor, dancer, and American Idol season 21 contestant Emma Busey. You can find her on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and on TikTok. Go show her that love. For more information about her, visit her website, emma.busey.squarespace.com to find out more information about her career and everything else. You can also find me on all podcast streaming platforms. I've been your host, Jigme Kelsang. Thanks for tuning to the show.